What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bama Lounge podcast. I am your host, Adam Raymer, and as always, 100% appreciate everybody that tunes in. If you can, real quick, hit the subscribe, hit the like, share it, review, send me your comments, whatever you guys can. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, so we're going to get into this. It's the Bama versus Tennessee. I'm doing my little 48 hours after, kind of let it sink in, kind of look at the stats, dig into a little bit on what happened in this game. So I'm going to start off with this kind of the team, what both sides of the teams did. It was kind of lopsided, honestly. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. I mean, 33 first downs for Alabama and 10 for Tennessee. So huge difference. They were 2 for 12 on third down, by the way. We were 15 for 20. Now, they scored some points on us. And I said this in my preview show, guys. I said that if Hendon Hooker plays in this game, he gives them the best chance to win. And they hung around for the first, I'd say, half, maybe even a little bit into the third quarter. They come out, they hit a bomb in the third quarter on Josh Jobe, and after that, though, that was really the only play they had in the second half. I think that was a big monster play. A lot of defense stepped up and played a lot better in the second half. First half kind of was atrocious for me. But, you know, passing, they had 282 yards by Hendon Hooker, 371 by Bryce. So Hooker threw an interception that Jalen Armour Davis picked off. Ran back, I think it was to about the 10-yard line, which set us up good. Here's the big thing, and I talked again about this in the preview show as well, is that they averaged about 250 yards of rushing a game. And in this game, 64 yards rushing. And we had 203. So we got that ground game going. We kind of stopped their ground game. And again, I thought for a second that Hendon Hooker was going to get his, and it's not that our defense was that bad. It's the fact that we are suspect sometimes in that secondary. I think the secondary is the one spot on the defense right now that is not playing up to par or up to their standards. I think the front seven are doing really well at stopping the run, getting to the quarterback, but the secondary is lacking a little bit. And I think if they can get that fixed, this team it's a complete team. I mean, we gave up 345 yards of offense to them, but we had 574 yards of offense. So both had a turnover. The time of possession was it was doubled. It was in our favor. We held the ball for 40 minutes. They held it for 20. So, and just the first downs, I mean, we controlled that game. They just hit some big plays. And it was all in the passing game, and it was all Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker was 19 for 28 for 282, 3 touchdowns and a pick. So we all knew coming into this game that Tennessee, for what it's worth, was an explosive offense. They were averaging, like I said, 45 points a game, averaging almost, I think it was right at 500, 250 and 250 apiece. And we knew that they were going to get some things, like I said, our secondary is suspect to some things sometimes, but we overcame that. The second half, you know how Nick Saban is, second half, he made his adjustments. And like I said, they did have that one long bomb that Josh Jobe got burned on. But other than that, it was great. It was a great flip of the switch from the first half to the second half. Now, offensively, we were good the whole game. We scored 28 points in the fourth quarter, and 31 total in the second quarter, and they had 14. So we finished strong, which was great. It was a good team effort in all aspects of the game, especially the second half, and we need more of that. We need more consistency, though, not making adjustments second half. We need to come out, I think, a little bit more intact, ready to go, ready to play. I had a couple people say, they come in, they took this game lightly, and I think they did at the beginning. Honestly, it's a good point. They thought maybe it was just going to be a rollover game, and Josh Heupel has that team going well. For a team that's 4-4 right now after the loss to us, I think they play a little bit better than a 4-4 team. Honestly, a couple of those wins, they could be 6-2 on a couple of those games that they lost. So mentioned it before. Hooker was 19 for 28 for 282, 3 touchdowns and a pick. But Bryce Young, guys, 31 for 43, 371, 2 touchdowns. He also had added 10 carries, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So wasn't Hooker had 12 for 26 on the ground. Bryce Young continues to impress me. Some people say he's not as good as he thinks, as the experts say he is. I think that's totally wrong. I think he's good. I just think there's a couple of things he needs to fix. One, he needs to not hold on to the ball as long. He needs to get rid of it quicker. Not if nothing's there, get rid of it, or use your legs like he did against Tennessee. He did that a couple of times, and some of those juke moves he made were unbelievable. So I think if as long as he can continue to play within himself and don't try to make something out of nothing if it's not there. Don't force passes. Use your legs. If it's not there, throw the ball away. Let's go. Brian Robinson, guys. Everybody is watching the show knows I am high on him. He had 26 carries for 107 yards and 3 more touchdowns. So, B Rob on fire. He's uh, that dude is a load on the ground, and I'm so glad he stayed. Waited his chance, and he's proving why he's RB1 right now. And I love Roydell Williams. I love Trey Sanders. I love Jace McClellan. Jace McClellan obviously out for the year with that knee injury. So, but Roydell Williams had a decent game too. He didn't touch the ball much, but 8 for 30. And then I can't help but mention a couple of guys in the receiving game. One was Jamison Williams, 6 receptions, 123 yards. And then big time John Mechie, 11 catches, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Best game of the year for Mechie, I think. Came out strong. He was, like I said, 11 catches. My God. We needed somebody to step up. We needed a leader. And then he was the one on offense, I think, that really proved for Bryce to be successful in this game. I don't know about you guys, but Will Anderson is is my pick. I don't know why he's not in the Heisman talk. I know it's weird for a defensive player, and I love Bryce Young, what he's doing. It's insane to be so young and to do what he's doing. Will Anderson's only a sophomore. Will Anderson had 8 tackles, 5 solo, 1.5 sacks, and a tackle and 1.5 tackles for loss. This guy is all over the field. He disrupts any kind of run game or passing game. He gets to the quarterback. He makes tackles. He doesn't miss tackles. He gets sacks. He gets pressures. He is an unbelievable. I haven't seen anybody like him in a while that comes off the outside like that on Alabama. This guy is insanely good at what he does for our football team. He instantly makes us better. And I dare to say that if we had Christopher Allen on the other side, even Drew Sanders when he comes back, it's gonna make things 10 times better on that front line. But he is the biggest disruption I've seen in a long time for Alabama on that D line. How fast he is off the ball. He's lengthy, he's big, he's strong. The guy, and like I said, the guy does not miss tackles. Please, for the love of God, put him in the Heisman talk. I know he's a defensive player, people. I know it. But put him in the defensive talk. That defense was outstanding in the second half, minus that one play. They played lights out, looked like they wanted to win, and I think they need to bring that intensity every week. It was a great win, and it's always great to beat Tennessee. I'm not going to try to be too negative on Tennessee this year because with everything that they had going on, Heupel comes in, and I like Josh Heupel as a guy and as a coach. I think he's a good coach. I think Tennessee's still a couple years away from being a legit, contender in the SEC, but I think they're heading on the right direction. But again, just an overall great win for us, a little momentum booster for us. We are heading into a bye week now. We are heading into the bye week. We always have our bye week before LSU week. So I'm going to do something cool here coming up in the next couple of days. I'm actually going to do Bama in the NFL this week. And I might do it next week too. So I might just pick 5 random players. We're going to talk about them a little bit, and we're going to talk about how they're doing in the NFL this year. So we have so many of them, it gets harder for me to root for a team. I just start having. I'm reading for players now. I root for like every single team in the NFL because of how many players we have on NFL rosters right now. It's insane. So it's gonna be a cool little thing that happens like probably Thursday or Friday. I'll put it out, but everybody tune in for that. That's it, guys. I appreciate 100% everybody that supports, watches, whatever you guys do. It's so appreciative. I mean, it's unreal for me to be able to sit here and just talk 10, 15 minutes every couple of days about Alabama and the appreciation that I get from everybody. It's awesome. So again, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, share it, leave me your comments. I want to respond to them, and hell, share it with somebody else, share it with a family member, and wherever you guys get podcasts. If you're listening on Apple too, you can do the same thing. Hit the subscribe, leave me a review, whatever you guys want to do. 100%, I do appreciate it. And as always, we close the show every time just like this. Roll damn tide.